Hey everybody, it's JMan105 coming back at you with yet another hobby related video, and I do apologize for the lack of video frequency. Life has kept me busy, so I'm trying to get some videos together every couple of weeks or so. I'm also going to be having some big changes in this room, as this desk is going to be going soon. I'm going to have a much bigger workspace that I will eventually show you. But today, you might notice that we have a lot of Lego out, so today's video is about Lego, and I want to share with you some tips and tricks when you're working with Lego. Now, I've been working, building, playing with Lego since I was a kid. I want to say 5 or 6 years old. It went from a toy to a hobby to a bit of a passion. I've collected some of the models, built them. I have 4 other Rubbermaid storage totes in the closet full of built models, but I also have 2 containers which I'm going to show you that are not built models, and I'm going to explain everything as I go. The first tip I can give you when you're messing about with Lego: make sure you have brick separators. These come in extremely handy. Now, this is my original brick separator I got as part of the Lego Club back in the early 1990s, and when you subscribed to the Lego Club magazine, which was called Innovations, they would send you a brick separator. As you see, it has many different angles to it. It has spaces for studs. It has 2 studs on top. You can pretty much separate any piece of Lego with one of these. Unfortunately, they don't make the old school brick separator like this one anymore. You can probably find them on eBay. I've held on to this over the years because it's amazing. There is a new type of brick separator that you get with some sets these days, and it also has that cross pattern piece, which can also help you separate wheels and axles and certain parts of Technic as well. It's like a dumbed down version of the original brick separator that I've shown you here, but it's still extremely useful. Now, before I start building, I always bring out 2 things. I bring out my wooden box. No, you can't buy this anywhere. My late grandfather made this for me when I was a kid, and I've kept it. And I have what I call my dump bin. Now, the wooden box contains a lot of smaller pieces and a lot of detail pieces. It also has one of my bins of minifigures. I have another bin sitting in a Rubbermaid container. I have another little wooden box that contains minifigure accessories. I've got my main pieces, which are a lot of detail pieces: nuclear missiles, wheels, shocks, some Technic engines, things like that. I also keep a bag of Technic pieces if I'm building an engine or something Technic related. When you pull this out, it has a small tray full of even more detail pieces, my magnets, M-Tron, tiny things, hinged pieces, turntable pieces. I keep all of the important stuff in here. It's a little crowded, but I don't like those getting lost in the dump bin. The dump bin contains a lot of bigger stuff, flat pieces, thick base plates, unfinished models that I'm still working on, green base plates, a lot of the big stuff, and unfortunately over the years some smaller stuff has gotten in there. But I keep this as my main rummage bin. So if I can't find it in there, it's going to be in there. Another tip: when you're building something, one of the first things you should do when you're muddling about with your next Lego build, is it going to be on a base plate or is it not? If it is, bring out the base plate, set it there. It might help you form an idea. Next tip: what are the colors you're going to use? There are a lot of different colors in Lego bricks and pieces. And when I set myself on building something, I usually know the color scheme. So I'll start making small piles of colored bricks and pieces. In this case, red, white, and black. And just so everyone knows, this is going to be a continuation or an expansion of that project eventually. But I have these out there now. It doesn't matter if the pieces are not related to what you're building. Pull out your color schemes and it might come in handy, or it might spurn other ideas or other ways you want to build your project. Also, make sure you have a dedicated table. I'm using my desk, which is a little cramped at this point, but again, it's going to be replaced soon. When I have the new table, you'll see more stuff spread out. But you got to have a dedicated space to do your builds. If it's a hobby table or if you have a table or desk specifically for Lego. I use this because it's in my hobby room and I have adequate lighting everywhere. It also doesn't hurt to have another model or two out on your desk for inspiration. Inspiration is key. Sometimes I keep some of my recent builds out. My pirate ship is very inspiring. And finally, the best piece of advice I can give you when you're working on a Lego project. Take your time. Don't rush. Even if you have to dump some pieces back in your bin and start over, that's half the fun. There's no rush. Do the project according to what you're going to do. And make sure that when you do start a project or you do messing about with Lego, make sure you're organized. I don't have a lot of organization, which is surprising because of my ridiculous levels of OCD, but I have enough where I know where certain pieces are, certain parts, and I'm always good to go when I start a new Lego project. And it also doesn't hurt to have some classic Lego flyers and posters stuck in places, because, come on man, classic Lego. That's all for today. I'll have another video hopefully soon. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and for more Lego related and hobby related stuff, go to the Hobby Lounge on Discord. Have a great day, everybody.